Fantastic. Should be working. Welcome to today's Cake DeFi Twitter space. It's happening 30 minutes earlier than normal. Very simple reason. I have an appointment here, 7 p.m. Singapore. It's quite sharp. So we're gonna finish this after about 40 minutes. I think there should be plenty of time. Markets have been relatively sideways. So yeah, what we're gonna discuss today, we're gonna give you a couple of updates on our company Cake DeFi. We actually have one really important update that is relevant to all German residents. I think some companies, crypto companies today have made an update for German residents today. So if we are the first ones to talk to you about this, then just be prepared. I think you're going to hear this from several other companies as well. We're going to talk about the crypto markets. We're going to talk about what's happening in the crypto space. And obviously, we're going to go through your questions. So if you have any of those, then please tweet at Julian Hosp or at Cake DeFi or at Fabio Andreata. Or Andreata Fabio, actually. It's the other way around. At least I hope so. Am I wrong? Am I right? Let me just quickly see. Yeah, Andreata Fabio. Sorry. Yeah. Last name first. Sorry. Cool. Any topics, Fabio, that we are missing in the overview?
Just right before I entered this Twitter space, I read that Australia just approved the first Bitcoin spot ETF. And please don't kill me if this is just a rumor. The tweet is literally like 5 minutes old, and I haven't fact checked this, but this should list next week. And now it's not America, but Australia, and it's a spot ETF. So I guess it's a little bit of news. But other than that, I think we should focus on the things you just mentioned.
Cool. Yeah. I haven't seen that, but yeah, if it is, then it's a spot ETF in Australia. Yeah. But I think Canada also had a spot ETF. Several ETF structures in Europe had spot ETFs. I think the main thing is really to tap into that US market, especially all the kind of large funds that are mainly allowed to invest into ETFs and not any kind of trust or something. That would be a very strong exposure, obviously for crypto as a broader kind of spectrum, but obviously in this case for Bitcoin. Cool. Let's quickly recap a bit. Easter, we had this absolutely bonkers Easter promotion. We've had a week. It's absolutely incredible. I think in this 1 week of Easter, I think we signed up more customers than in all of 2019. It's just incredible to see that. Just imagine this, right? We signed up more people in a single week with KYC and everything than we did through an entire year. It's almost an entire year. 2019 was our first year. But so that's just incredible. We did, however, have some hiccups in that promotion. And that was mainly centered around actually people trying to purely game that. And we even noticed some behavior where people started to sell accounts, where they started to double register to kind of benefit from their promotion. And so for a super short period of time, we actually had to deactivate a couple of countries. These countries felt that we discriminated against them. Really, it had nothing to do with like the nationality or any political statement. It had purely something to do with that we just seen a lot of questionable activity out of their country, and we have to really make sure from a compliance and regulatory standpoint that we check everything. We're 100% clean. For us, this is absolutely essential. And once we made sure that all this was clean cut and everything, then we opened it up again to all the countries. At the end, we did have a small change, which meant that it wasn't simply about depositing money. It was about actually entering one of our services for at least 30 days or 28 days if you did the lending. Now, I do understand that some customers, especially those that were just really there to kind of game the system and basically just kind of do more of a grift than anything else. I get it that like you felt that we changed rules. Just I want to highlight maybe from a legal standpoint, we are allowed to do that. We could also stop the promotion. But obviously this is not in our interest to upset anyone. But then I also want to make you understand our side of the things. So sure, we do want to incentivize you, and yes, we would love to welcome as many of you as possible. But if that simply means that you are starting to game the system and that you are basically just taking without at the end delivering, then look, for me, we have two options only, which the first option is we just block these groups or these countries, which at the end is not something that I want to do for the simple reason because this is unfair to the majority of people in a certain region, because it's actually many times a small number of people that then actually cause these issues. Or option two, which is instead of just you depositing and then withdrawing the next second and then just basically playing circle games where you start signing up more and more and more, and becoming quite difficult from a compliance standpoint to follow everything, even though we are 100% sure we did. But it was a lot of work, a lot of effort. We just ask you to use a product or service on our platform for at least 30 days, which, to be honest, shouldn't be too much to ask, except for those, of course, that just wanted to kind of be on the very questionable side in how you wanted to use our services. And that kind of kept us busy over the weekend, additionally, with this insane kind of growth. Again, this is something very positive. We want to keep growing that exponentially, and we do really kind of embrace and appreciate all of you. So welcome all new bakers. But I just wanted to kind of explain what happened with the entire Easter promotion that just went super viral and just caused this immense growth. Fabio, how was this on the consumer side or on the community side?
Yeah, it was very intense, especially the day we launched the promotion. I think it was last Thursday, or no, last Wednesday. It was last Wednesday, and we have so everybody that is with us on Telegram in our Telegram groups. We have these big groups with 15,000 people in them, and they're fairly productive. People can ask all kinds of questions and can exchange strategies or just talk general crypto markets. It's a really good chat. Shout out to our moderators at this point. But what happened on Wednesday is we saw a sharp influx in messages and new joiners. A lot of people coming in asking questions, and it was just complete insanity, if you want to call it that. But so in Telegram you have and this is me as a community manager talking. You have certain options to limit interaction. So if the chat goes completely out of hand, we use something that is called a slow mode. So we limit the interaction of an individual to one message every 5 minutes or to 10 minutes, to just make the chat usable, because when the messages are sent in a very fast pace, you cannot even read them or respond to them. So this is what we did. We activated slow mode, and we went from 30 seconds to 1 minute, from 1 minute to 5, and from 5 to 15, because otherwise it was just not usable anymore. And even though we limited the interaction, I think we had an all-time high in volumes sent, and we surpassed our all-time high by 400% or something like that. So within a very short amount of time, we had almost 4,000 messages in chat, and this kind of trend continued for a little while. Maybe two things I want to add to what Julian just said is, one thing, maybe you are here listening to us on the podcast on YouTube or here live on Twitter, and you haven't claimed your sign-up bonus yet, and you don't really know what to do. We know that there is some improvement that we can make in the interface to make it a bit more clear to you, but practically everything you need to do is you make a deposit, $50 or more, and you enter one of our products, like liquidity mining and staking, and you freeze your assets for 1 month. That's how you claim the bonus, and the bonus will be instantly added to your account within 30 days. And that's also possible via our lending product. So, and there we had a few people that were complaining, like, okay, why do I need to freeze for a month? And I'm going to be very straightforward and honest with you here. It's this bonus is a win-win. It's both for you and for us. So we want to make it a little bit more easier for you to get to know our platform. So you can enter. Most people, they come in with Ethereum or Bitcoin because they already know, they participate in our lending product, and we give you a kind of a small bonus to breathe a little bit of fresh product air, let's just say. So you can enter liquidity mining or you can enter staking. You can get a feel for, hey, what is this product all about? What the yields? And we kind of give you a period where you can test this without taking a lot of risk. and or without putting your own skin on the table, let's just say. But this is a benefit for both parties, for both you and us. And if you're not willing to commit for 30 days and to try our product, why should we give you something for free? That's a little bit of the approach. So please understand that we do this for you, and we also do this for us. Otherwise, it would not be mutually beneficial. But you summed it up pretty nice, and there was actually a lot of understanding from a majority of people when, for the changes they make a lot of sense. Yeah.
Cool. Thanks. Yeah, I hope this obviously does make sense. And yeah, with that, let's move on to another topic. And that is specifically affecting German customers. You're gonna be getting an email on that as well. We're gonna be sharing that on social as well, but I wanted to share this part here. So for those of you that are in Germany, understand that. BaFin, the German regulator, has requested from, I think, several companies. I doubt we're the only ones. They did this on Thursday, which is basically the day before, before Easter. That yeah, most of these companies have very short time over the public holidays to deactivate any kind of referral activity done by Germans. So Bybit, at least in my kind of email inbox, was the first one to send out an email. So they did that today. I assume more companies will follow. What these companies will do, and we as KXDeFi have to follow suit there as well. Again, I want to highlight this. This is coming not on a voluntary basis from our end. This is really because BaFin has been asking us to do that, and it wasn't asking politely. It was, of course, to protect you as the German customers. BaFin has such good intentions for you that they were extremely friendly in highlighting the consequences of us not protecting you as our wonderful customers in Germany. That we disable any future affiliate or referral activity by Germans. What does this mean for you? This means, obviously, if you have referred anyone, we are not taking away any of the commissions or any of the referral bonuses. Again, unless BaFin writes us in a very nice way again and wants to protect you as a customer and to take away some of this crypto. But at the moment, this is not planned. So none of the referrals or something that you have done are affected there. This is really affecting future referrals. So you're not going to be able to do any referral activity. There is a super tiny exception. We ran the numbers. It's 0.2% of all of you in Germany. And that is for those of you who have done like pretty much all your referral activity outside of Germany. Again, I want to highlight here, this doesn't mean that, Austria, Switzerland, Liechtenstein, Northern Italy, all these countries, I mean, there are a lot of Germans all around the world. Obviously, any German speaking there is not affected. This is really German residents. So I just want to clarify that. And there's a super tiny percentage of German residents that have been basically only referring with IP addresses outside of Germany. We had checked that. It's like really a tiny percentage. So these, like especially the global travelers, some of the influencers who actually don't spend any time in Germany, they are not affected with this. But sadly, from our standpoint, and obviously, again, this is for your protection. 99.8% of you are are excluded from any further referral activity. Um, you're gonna be getting an email. You do have the opportunity, obviously, to appeal that if you, could be that you moved, for example, you're actually not a German resident anymore, or it could also be that, I don't know, that you're not referring anyone in Germany anyways. Then you can contact customer support. I want to highlight here, an appeal is really done on a case-by-case basis, and we have to have very strong evidence that your referral activity has nothing to do with Germany, or you actually moved. Yeah. So again, this doesn't come voluntarily on our end. We're just following local requests, and yeah, if again, there's absolutely no reason, and I understand some people will be upset about this, but there's really nothing to be upset about with us here. Don't shoot the messenger. Uh, as of now, again, it's nothing of past is affected. This is really only going forward, and yeah, I hope this is keeping you safe. Also, again, if you are making German videos, or if you are an Austrian like myself, I think a good thing to say is that whenever you're making a video, that this is if you're German, BaFin asks you not to watch that video. Please, only Austrians, Swiss, Northern Italians, you may keep watching that video. BaFin asked that you, if you're in Germany, a German resident, please do not continue with that video for your own protection, obviously. Yeah, so I wish regulators around the world would be a bit more open to this new technology, and would be open to how everything kind of is progressing in this world. But we do have to live by the rules. The last thing that I want to do as a CEO is obviously risk any kind of serious infringements with the law in Germany. So we're gonna obviously play by the rules there. Fabio, anything that I forgot to mention, or anything that I need to clarify or add on?
Yeah, maybe the most important thing. Hopefully, no promises, and everything is written in the stars. This is not forever, and we are proactively trying to do everything we can for our German customers. And Cake is in the late stage of, like, we're looking into getting a license that could potentially solve the issues that we are running into. And maybe, just as a joke, but if you want to reach out to BaFin directly, they have an email address, poststelle@bafin.de. If you want to email them directly and ask for why and how they make the decisions they make, feel free to reach out.
That would definitely be interesting to hear. But yeah. So there's definitely going to be some questions in the next couple of hours and days, but this is going to be the same, I assume, for many crypto companies. So yeah, let's see. Are there any questions, anything that we need to address? I didn't see any on my feed.
Maybe one question that got a few upvotes is, so most of you that log into the Cake DeFi platform on a frequent basis, you probably noticed there is this section where we display your rewards earned in different time frames. And you probably noticed that this is gone since about a week or so. And we kind of shared a few announcements, one on here on Twitter, one on Telegram, that we disabled the function temporarily, and that we are planning on bringing it back. And of course, the question in the comment section was, when is it coming back?
Yeah. And
as far as I understand, if we were planning to bring it back this week, I'm not 100% certain if this is still if it's still this week, but it is definitely coming back, like 100% certain. But then a definite ETA, not earlier than end of this week. But let me maybe get in touch with our product team just to be sure, and we can share something here on Twitter or on Telegram as soon as I can confirm the date. We're probably going to share that.
Yep, cool. Let's hope we get this back fast for our customers. Okay, cool. Any other topics? Otherwise, let's talk about markets.
I'm just trying to go through the questions. One second.
Did Fabio get knocked out, or did I get knocked out? I'm not sure. Fabio just muted himself. Okay.
No, I
Uh,
think the all the questions that were asked underneath the tweet were addressed. Like the one question that got the most upvotes was the one with the reward dashboard.
got it. Okay. Yeah, makes sense. Cool. What's happening in the markets? If we compare that week over week, especially over the last 7 days, we've been pretty sideways. Easter was relatively quiet yesterday. When stock futures opened, we saw a dip down almost to 38,000. Now a pump back up. What's happening? What are people discussing? What are people debating? Where is everything coming from at the moment?
It's a super undecisive situation. Like as if you look a little bit at technical analysis, we are like in this no man's land in between moving averages. We are like underneath the important moving averages. So technically, we are not in a bull market or in an uptrend, but we are also not really in a downtrend. And the mind is really split. I saw a few polls that a few influencers shared, and the votes are split pretty evenly. Like some votes, they are practically 50-50, others they are like 55-45, but people don't really know if it's a bullish or if it's a bearish scenario. And of course, we're still highly correlated to risk on assets, especially to stocks, to the Nasdaq. And as long as we are, I guess we're um, yeah, there's just not a lot happening. We're just following along what general markets are doing, and at this time it's fairly boring. I have to say, there's not a lot happening in the markets since the Bitcoin conference. Not a lot of big news. Not a lot of exciting things. Yeah, I'm just waiting for everybody to post a meme. Come on, please, Bitcoin, do something.
Yeah, and then let's hope it's not doing what Arthur Hayes is predicting, which means we're going down to 30,000 in June. Um, but yeah, I'm also not 100% like convinced that this is actually the most likely scenario. Yeah. Again, I actually don't have much to add here. I just maybe kind of reiterate what I have been adding or saying over the past kind of spaces, and then we see if there's anything else to add. Which is I many times get asked, when do I sell? Do I sell my stocks? Do I sell my crypto? Do I sell this? Um, I would be very cautious selling crypto. I would be very cautious selling stocks. I would be very cautious selling fiat. I just would be very cautious in kind of going extreme into one direction. Um, make sure you are diversified at the moment. So I think at the moment, rule number one, try not to be wrong by being diversified. I think it's so absolutely essential. I think rule number two at the moment is in all the asset classes that you're in, and I hope you really get diversified, go into the safer asset class, right? So in stocks, go into the safer stocks. In crypto, go into the safer cryptos. In precious metals, go more into gold. In commodities, go more into the like more like solid or like more of the prime commodities. If you're in real estate and you can get out of the more questionable kind of things, do that. If you're in bonds, bonds have been hammered and slaughtered over the past 2 years. But then even there, be very cautious if you're going too aggressive. Right? Just that's kind of the second rule here. And the third rule, and again, I want to highlight this. Yes, I'm the CEO of Cake DeFi, so of course I will always kind of push what's happening or what's supporting the company. But just go out and look at any successful investor at the moment. What are the things that they are investing in? And it's only one thing right now, and that is cash flow. They're looking for companies that produce cash flow. They're not investing in companies that delay their cash flow. If you're looking for real estate, you want cash flowing real estate. If you're in crypto, you want cash flow on your crypto, and so on and so on and so on. And the reason for that is very simple. If we have a high inflationary scenario, or if we have a stagflation scenario, so high inflation with really kind of slowing growth, almost not like a real recession yet, but like this really weird sideways movement, the only way how you're going to be making money is from cash flow. And this kind of really trickles down into all these assets. So it's just absolutely essential that you understand that. And I mean, of course, I can double down here and just say, if you haven't been getting cash flow on your crypto, then you wanna check out KKT5. Our customers are absolutely ecstatic. We are super transparent about every single piece of the business. It's been, yeah, absolutely bonkers. The growth, the attractiveness. And again, if I look at my crypto portfolio, my entire crypto portfolio year to date is in plus. And I think most of our users on KKT5 are in plus. Even if I look at my stock portfolio is in plus. For the simple reason because I'm in these super safe, super cash flow positive stocks. And again, I'm not saying these are the same things, but you can also look into the decentralized assets on DeFi chain. You do have some very interesting kind of possibilities to get exposure there, and just, yeah, really diversify. So I just kind of want to leave that to you. And then I do understand how addictive the astrology of or the crypto astrology of technical analysis or all this blockchain analysis is. I was just so surprised. I can't remember which blockchain analytic firm sent out this post today where they were like, because of the economy, we are turning slightly bearish on our forecast. And I'm like, what are you talking about? You're a blockchain analytics firm. How does your blockchain analytics predict the slowing economy? And it just kind of highlights how, well, again, a lot of this is just super nice to have data. It's fantastic to look at the charts. It's fantastic to look at exchange inflows and outflows and stablecoin ratios and whatnot. But at the end, it's not the chart that makes the real world. It's the real world that makes the chart. So just kind of be careful with that. And that being said, also be absolutely careful that just because everyone says, oh, it's slowing down, we're going to see a crash, everything is going down, that you don't fall for this and then you panic and you buy fiat all the way and you sell everything else. Because many times when everyone is pricing like this pessimistic or this optimistic scenario in, it's actually when it's very unlikely to happen simply because everyone is already pricing it in. So it doesn't take much to swing the other way. We have seen that from a pessimistic standpoint in October, November, when everyone was so bullish. And I mean, there was just only one way, and that was 100,000, and bam, it went the exact other direction. And um, I could see something like that. Maybe not in the next couple of weeks, but as I mentioned, maybe after the summer, I think this would be an interesting time to kind of really see this happening. But if you're trying to time this, I think it's very dangerous. So yeah, rather than completely leaving an asset class, switch into the more blue chips and focus on cash flow, and then you're not being caught on the wrong foot. Um, yeah, Fabio, anything, what do other influencers say or anything from your side you want to add?
There is definitely a few influencers like you briefly brought up Arthur Hayes, the founder and I think CEO of BitMEX, one of the first, if not the first, leveraged exchange on Bitcoin, and he wrote this extensive article where he looked into bonds and into to commodities, into stocks, into crypto, and he made a few predictions. It's a great article, by the way. I can really recommend. He uploaded it on Medium, and I think it's called Q Trap. And like there are a few influencers that are that touch on very similar points that he does. The question I ask myself, and maybe I'm crazy, but he says the low point for Bitcoin will be 30,000 and Ethereum will be 2,500 in June. This is the prediction he made in this article. But he also, in the same paragraph, he also says that Bitcoin will go to 1 million within 5 years. And there's so many bears or short-term bears in the space right now that make similar predictions. So they say that the prices are about to go a lot lower. Some talk about 20,000, some talk about 30,000, but in the end, most of them say that prices will be a lot higher within the coming years. And the question I ask myself is, do I really want to speculate on, I don't know, a 30% correction and risk to lose it all if I completely leave the asset class? Or do I just want to sit it out because I have a long time horizon anyway? So for me, nothing really changed. I'm still bullish.
Agree. Time horizon is everything. And I really kind of want to stress that. Um, I hope you are on KKT5 because you're a long-term hodler. You are about holding blue chips. You're about getting cash flow in them, and that I think would be obviously the right direction. I think we're all really very much aligned there. Um, Great. I think this fits really in actually with my schedule today. We're not cutting this short here because we want to cut it short. We're cutting it short because, again, simply over the last 7 days, I think there was not much to discuss. We gave you all the updates on the company, on what's happening in the markets. And yeah, with that, maybe one last thing. Unless you are in Germany, of course, please stop listening. Everyone else, if you are not getting cash flow on your crypto already, then yeah, do so now. Go to cakedefi.com, sign up, and yeah, benefit from the promotions that are going on. Get cash flow in your crypto, and it would be awesome to have you part of the team. We are hiring aggressively. Go to cakedefi.com/jobs and check those out. With that, not much to add from my side. Fabio?
No, thank you, everybody. We're doing this on a weekly basis. You can find this on Apple Podcasts, on Spotify, on YouTube. And of course, there will be a recording on Twitter itself. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in. And I hope to see you next week.
Thanks so much, everyone. See you next week. Bye bye.